Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It. We're starting a brand new game here with Spirit Hunters Infinite Horde. I'm your host, Boston. I'm playing this on the PlayStation 5. I'm joined, as always, by Moonpier.
Howdy. I bleed green, so you already know what I'm playing this on. It's the Series X.
There you go. Big shout out here at the beginning. Longtime friend of the show and friend of us, Rob, for recommending this. Thank you for sending your recommendation. If anyone has any recommendations of stuff we haven't
Send them
played, especially smaller stuff that you're playing and enjoying, because
That's how Atomic Crops came about. That's
exactly
how a bunch of our things come
Genesis
about.
Alpha
It's just
1,
like random stuff that we see.
Stuff slips through the cracks all the time. So, boy, I played a lot of this.
Yeah, can we talk about how I needed a palate cleanser and a non-thinking game, and oh boy, did this hit just that perfect spot for me.
Ditto. This is kind of the right game coming at the right time. It's very good, so I don't want to make it sound like,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For those of you who don't know, this is Vampire Survivors alike. What is it? A reverse bullet hell?
Bullet heaven?
Yeah, an ass game, as Jeff Gersman calls it, an assisted shooting simulator or something like that.
Yeah, it's your
one
kind
of those.
If you've played any other bullet heaven games like Brotato, Halls of Torment, I think it's the other one, Vampire Survivors, that stuff, it's that same type of thing. The thing that I really like about it is
it's easier. It's easier. It is not as...
It's much easier.
Kick in the teeth, punishing right off the get-go. I think I've hit a middle of the road wall right now, like that midpoint wall. I think I've hit that. But off the get-go, it is a much easier game.
Like, I won my first run of this. It wasn't the easiest win, but I was able to win it with a little bit of skill. And it definitely gets harder. Like, the hard versions of each level are pretty tough. And on each map, there are 2 or 3 nodes. There's 2 or 3 stages on each map. And the future ones, past the first one, get significantly harder. So I do appreciate that this game does get really hard. But at the beginning, it's just like, yeah, man, we're here to chill. You're a wizard or something. Whatever. Let's hang out. It's all good.
Yeah. And it's big, it's bright, it's vivid, like it's very... The art style is pretty solid. It's not pixel style like Vampire Survivors is. It's much more zoomed in, and it is much more like crisp anime looking art style, which I'm fine with. I do like the fact that each character has a specific like ability that gels with whatever you choose to start with. So like the starting guy heals with everything. The second
they have like an innate
bonus XP.
Yeah, they have like an innate skill modifier, I guess, where it's any of the 12, I think, weapons that you can start at the pick at the beginning. They'll have a modifier for each character. I think that's a really smart way of doing it. And the thing that is probably my favorite part of this game is the skill tree, sphere grid, whatever you want to call that, the incredibly clear meta progression grid of skills and levels and heroes and stuff. It's incredibly addictive to say, all right, I finished a run. Let's go in there and see what I can buy.
It has a sphere grid. Like, genuine, really cool looking sphere grid, which I like this because it's relatively cheap to unlock some stuff. You unlock permanent upgrades as well as like skill-based upgrades. But also, if something is locked, it tells you exactly what you need to do to unlock it.
And we actually got a patch this week for the console versions, which when I went to go look at the patch notes, the developers are like, we have moved on to other projects. This is the final patch for this game on any platforms whatsoever. We're happy with where it is. We're happy with how the quality of bugs are, so we're good. And it actually has a little arrow on nodes you can actually buy.
Yep, I noticed that showed up, and I was like, "Wait, is that new? Is that old? Like, what is that? Why did that just randomly show up?"
And the other big
Now
thing
I
is
know.
when you're hovering over a node you can't purchase yet, it'll say like, oh, you need to kill 500 of these things. It'll tell you which level and which difficulty those are found on.
That I didn't see. That is
That
cool.
just came in this patch, and I was like, that those honestly, my only complaints about this game were those two of like, I need to kill 500 blighted whites. And it's like, yeah, man, cool. Sure, I'll
I
try a
don't know
bunch of
whereabouts
levels.
they are.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And I I really like the level of meta progression here because I like, just like playing Final Fantasy X, filling in this grid feels really good, especially filling in that one node you've been working towards, and 6 of them unlock at the same time, where it's like, all right, you bought a new character. Not only do you have a new character, you can now get to 2 more skills and 1 skill modifier for this one, and the hard mode of another level, and now every character gets extra 10 HP because you did
Yep.
this one thing. That feels really, really good.
And those permanent upgrades actually feel like they matter. Like they are
Yes.
actually doing like, especially like the magnet one. Like I unlocked
Yeah.
like I think it was a 5% magnet increase for everybody, which is my favorite thing anyway in these things.
Oh, I love it.
Um, and it seemed to make such a huge difference. It was really, really great.
The passive ones I like the most are like mining goes faster or chests open
Uh-huh.
faster. Those are so good.
Which I like that too. Like the whole here is a chest, now you have to basically guard the spot while it
You
unlocks,
got to
and
capture
then
zone A to open this chest.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Have you dove into the book with the challenges in the game that much?
I've been doing them basically as they occur in the web. So like
Me too.
real early on, you get the challenge for the starting guy. Then
Mm-hmm.
I hit a point where I couldn't expand the web any further without doing a challenge with the knight guy, the guy with the
Right.
giant shield.
Yep.
So generally, usually the first time I play someone, it is in those challenge modes, and it's oh, I'm doing a challenge, and this is the first time I'm seeing this person, so let's see how it goes.
Right. I like those challenges quite a bit. I feel like they've kind of taken the spirit of Isaac challenges and then made them not mean and terrible. And for some of the additional ones I've been doing, they're pretty fair, and a lot of them. I think there was one I just did with the wizard. I did like the second or third one, I think, and it was basically level up these 4 weapons up to X level, and then level up one of these monsters up to Y level. And that one felt pretty great because they gave you all 4 weapons at the very beginning. And it's like, all right, you don't have to worry about finding them or picking them or whatever. Now you just need to level them up how you want to level them up. And
Yeah.
that's really good. I that's a really smart change.
Oh, 100%. And like, just I don't know, it's just so much fun little strange things going on at all times. Like I like how visibly it is, like readable it is. Like
Yes.
everything on the screen is mostly readable. Maybe the one complaint I have so far is on certain levels there is map areas and the route is blocked. Like it seems like you have to go a long way around just to get to a chest or something that's on the other side of a wall
Yeah,
or an
because there's like a
edge.
fence or a wall or a chasm there or something, and with how the level's been generated, sometimes it's like, oh, I need to go spend 2 minutes going around and swirling all the way around to get to like a rare chest or something. I
Uh-huh.
agree with that. I have you have you seen any boss variants?
Don't. I've seen like the harder versions of the bosses.
You haven't seen like the cactus boss that comes in and he's wearing a traffic cone on his head, or like
No,
there's like
I've
a
seen the giant chicken.
okay, yeah, there's like rare variants of bosses. Like One of the skeleton bosses comes in and he has a big rainbow afro on his head and he's like throwing vinyl records instead of bones and stuff. There's a bunch of those that are really, really fun.
Oh, jeez.
It's nice to see a game that's okay to have fun with it. You know, have a little bit of, be a little bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that is always fun. Like, that's one of the things I loved. Plants vs Zombies.
Yes, exactly. It reminds me a lot of that. Yeah, I am having a lot of fun with this. I spent a lot of time the last 2 weeks playing this because, just like Vampire Survivors, the runs aren't going to last super long. Like, instead of this game having a time limit like Vampire Survivors does, it has an experience limit. So, unless you're just not picking up souls, you're going to fight the final boss at some point. How do you feel about fighting the final boss in this little kind of arena ring thing?
I don't like the fact that the walls hurt you.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that, I'd feel better about it. Like, it's kind of a cool idea where it's like, now you're trapped, so you don't necessarily have to win a DPS race, but you have to have a solid enough build to get through not only the boss, but also whatever ads it's going to throw at you at the same time.
Yeah. I was very annoyed because I had like 2 HP left on a boss. It was the dots all around challenge.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed because I was this close to finishing it, 3 HP left on the boss, and then I accidentally walked into the wall and died.
That's rough. Man. Yeah, it's kind of tough because I don't know how much else I have to say about this, because if you've played a game like this, it's largely like the rest of them, but I mean that in the most complimentary way that I can, and it's the game I keep sort of being like, oh, I'll just do one, I'll just do a one quick run, I've got enough time. And then you get, 2,000 currency to spend on the web or whatever it is, and you unlock a whole bunch of stuff.
You're back in again.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, I just got something new. Or like, oh, I need to do just one challenge run with this character. Oh, I unlocked this new character skill or something like that. I'll just do one more run, and that kind of that cycle continues over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Highly recommended so far. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Yeah, thank you. 2 thumbs up. All right. Well, on that note, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next run. Bye.
Bye-bye.